let's go to basketball, which obviously is about to get underway. Training camp starting up. And Rob, we have just exited what we would call the Big Three era, right? And where you had the Big Three in Boston with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. They won a championship. Kobe got him a Big Three with Pau Gasol. And at that time, he fell off, but Andrew Bynum. And they were able to win. LeBron went and got himself a Big Three in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and himself, and they won 2 titles. Obviously, the Spurs were made up of a Big Three with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. And there was LeBron again in Cleveland, although they weren't the best Big Three. They did win a championship with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. And, of course, Golden State with initially Steph, Draymond, and Clay.
Then they had the Big Nine, right?
Right. Then they had the Magnum Three of Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. But all that's gone now. I mean, I guess you can say Golden State still got Draymond, Klay, and Steph. But thanks to Kawhi Leonard, who did not go to the Lakers and form another Big Three with LeBron and Anthony Davis, we got a ton of Big Twos. It kind of reminds me of back to the Jordan era when you had Big Twos or even a Big One here or there.
No, you're right. Where every team had 2 really good players, Chris. I mean, it used to be great. I loved it.
And to your point, this is the most wide open season for the NBA that we've had in years, where we don't.
Nobody knows who's going to be in the finals. No. Nobody.
And it's fun. And look, do I expect Utah or Denver to get to the NBA finals or Portland? No. But last year, Portland was in the conference finals, and they improved over the summer.
And don't forget, Denver was a game away from getting to the conference finals.
Yep. So, and they were young. I mean, you know that experience helped them out. Utah got better. They added who they added over the offseason? Mike Conley.
Mike Conley. They needed to guard.
With Donovan Mitchell. That's a great backcourt. You still got Rudy Gobert. And then obviously the Lakers. I'm not writing off the Warriors, who, even though he certainly know Kevin Durant, but D'Angelo Russell's a very good player. They added Willie Cauley-Stein, who I think will be good when he gets healthy in that system. Then you got the Clippers, of course. So the West is just full of great teams. And then in the East, Philadelphia and Milwaukee, I think, are the creme de la creme. But I think Boston is not going to be a team you can toy with. And, of course, Brooklyn, when Kevin Durant gets healthy, they're going to be a monster.
Right,
so,
and they still will be good this year.
Still going to make the playoffs.
They made the playoffs last year without, right? They got Jordan and they got
and Kyrie.
And Kyrie, right.
DeAndre Jordan.
So they made it without him.
Toronto's going to still be pretty good. Not a championship team.
Right, but they'll be good. They're not going away.
No, they're going to be legit. So it's awesome. It's wide open, and it's the Big Two era. And it's we're going to throw it out there. Who do you think is the best Big Two in the league? Paul George is talking loud and saying something because he thinks he's a part of that Big Two. Let's hear what he said.
I think so. When you look at 2 guys that play both ends, 2 guys that can go and get a basket, and 2 guys that can stop you from getting a basket, elite on both ends, I don't see how you can beat that.
So Paul George thinks he and Kawhi Leonard are the best Big Two in the league.
I think that's real talk. I think that's real talk there. And what he's saying, Chris, and his point is well taken, that they do play both ends of the floor, and you don't have that much. As great as LeBron, as we know last year, in year 17, Chris? Yep. He's not playing defense all the time, right? Yep. Right. This is year 17 coming up.
He certainly didn't play it last year.
Right. So maybe he changes this year. Maybe it's different, but we didn't see it all. And a lot of guys don't play it all the time. Harden, right? Does he play it?
He tries.
Okay. So my
he led the league in deflections, I think, last year.
That was because the ball hit his beard. That had nothing to do with him putting his hand out.
Oh, no Kawhi.
What?
No nothing.
Oh.
No rim shot. Well, here's the Big Twos out there, Rob. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, of course. LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Yeah, I mean, they're not ready yet, but Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Again, Klay Thompson's out until the All-Star break at least, but you got Steph and Klay. You got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And you got Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Those are the top big twos in the league right now. And while I hear what you're saying about Paul and Kawhi, I think the best big two is still connected to LeBron James. I do. And I've got the Clippers as the preseason favorite. So I'm not saying this means the Lakers are the better team, because I think outside of Kawhi and Paul George, the Clippers have a lot, including the great coach in Doc Rivers. But LeBron and Anthony Davis, I still think are the best duo in the league. Obviously, AD can do it all defensively, and he's exceptional offensively. LeBron, you're right. Last year, the defense was piss poor, but he got more rest than he's had since his second year in the league this summer.
Yeah, but the rest is good, Olympics, but he's old. He's still old.
He's only 35, but basketball years he's old.
That's
You're right.
What I
He's
mean.
got a lot of basketball mileage on him.
That's all.
But you know he's going to put up the numbers offensively. And it's interesting what he said recently, that we're going to run the offense through AD. If not, then why have him, right? To me, look, I've been saying it.
Do you believe it?
This is what I believe, Rob. And they were saying this when they were recruiting Kawhi Leonard. They were telling him LeBron's going to play the point. So Kawhi, you and AD are going to be the number one and number two options offensively. What I believe is that LeBron James should still play the point. Because if he doesn't play the point, to your point, Rob, the offense is not going to run through AD.
Right.
If he's not playing the point, it's going to run through LeBron. Because LeBron, for all his greatness, doesn't know how to play without the ball. And not unlike a lot of these great ball-dominant players.
That's what you have nowadays, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
That's what he feels comfortable with.
He's
right. That's what he's
that
done
way his entire life. So put him at the point. Heck, he's going to play point 60% of the time anyway. So put him at the point guard permanently. I think their starting five should be, when Kuzma's back, LeBron, either Danny Green or Avery Bradley at the two, whichever one is playing better. Because they're both, up and down, and we don't know quite where they are now. Then you got Kuzma, Anthony Davis, and I guess JaVale McGee in the middle.
He's your starting center?
Yeah. Unless Dwight, shows something.
Okay.
But I can live with JaVale McGee as the starting center and Dwight spelling him. So I think that's your optimum lineup. And I think LeBron can be fabulous. We know it at the point. I mean, I'd love to see LeBron average 23 and 10 or 11 dimes, 8 rebounds, and let AD be the leading scorer. You know the last time LeBron James wasn't the leading scorer on his team? He was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
That was it.
And
it was Maverick Carter was the leading scorer.
I can't see that changing.
Who, me?
Really?
Well, I mean,
I think for the betterment, the best thing for the Lakers is it does change.
You think AD's going to be the leading scorer?
I think it should be that way.
Do you think it will be? Is my question to you. Honestly, Chris, you're telling me LeBron James is going to take his foot off the gas?
I'm going to say yes.
Wow.
I'm going to say yes.
Wow.
I mean, if you're running the offense through AD and LeBron is playing point, which we'll see if he does, I think it should be. Now, it might be close. It might be 28 and 27. Or maybe LeBron is slightly ahead, but I'm going to say it's AD. But I think that would be best for the Lakers because they need a smart playmaker, and we know LeBron is that. And if you put him at the point, you can have more shooters on the floor. That lineup I mentioned, Kuzma, Danny Green, they can shoot it fairly well. And then LeBron's okay from three. So I think that's the best duo, Rob, though. You got the guys on the other side of the hall.
I just
down the hall, really.
Right. I just like George and Leonard from the standpoint of what they bring to the table defensively, because if you look at that team, they got the best defensive team in the league. You agree with me on that, right?
Yeah, that's the best defensive team we probably seen in a while.
Absolutely. And given the coach and given what that team already and the building blocks and the foundation, Chris, they already had success without those guys.
Right.
I'm not saying they won anything. They lost in the first round, but they won two road playoff games in Oakland with a healthy KD.
Yep.
They didn't beat him when KD was down. He played.
Yep.
And now you're adding two guys, one with championship pedigree, who's won 2 championships in 2 different places and 2 finals MVPs. How could you not feel good about where you are and what can be accomplished? And then Paul George, who was playing at an MVP clip before he got hurt last year.
Yeah, I think the best thing, too, or one of the good things, is that they can fit into a system.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a hard adjustment for those two to play together.
I agree with you.
Whereas with LeBron, that's why LeBron and AD, it's going to be an adjustment period. If LeBron indeed lets the offense run through AD, then he's going to have to adjust. And, of course, you're going to have to adjust with playing with LeBron like AD will. So that's our take. What do you think? Who is the best duo in the NBA? Is it Kawhi and Paul George, or LeBron and AD, or somebody else you think? The guys in Houston. Maybe Steph and Clay still. KD and Kyrie. What's your take? 877-99 on Fox. It's the Odd Couple. Chris and Rob, Fox Sports Radio.
All right, let's start with Brandon in Cincinnati. In the Natty, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, guys?
How you?
What's happening?
Pretty good, man. I got a few things. First thing, the best duo in the NBA is LeBron and AD. You got the best player in the world mixed with one of the more versatile players, both offensively and defensively. I mean, in AD, I think that's a given. Also, to Chris's point, I think if you want to get the best out of Dwight Howard, you got to start him. You want energy and effort off the bench, that's where JaVale McGee comes in. But my main point is, and this is for Rob, one of the most overrated players in the NBA, in my opinion, is Paul George. I mean,
it's funny because when the Lakers wanted him, you didn't think that. I mean, they tried to get him. They got their panties in a bunch that he wouldn't come play with LeBron twice.
They did try to get him, but for me, I think Paul George, I mean, he's not explosive, really. He's a pretty good shooter, a good defender, but lacks explosion, has never come through in the playoffs, in the postseason, in my opinion. Doesn't really show up. Days in Indiana, so far when he was in Oklahoma City, I just don't see the hoopla that kind of surrounds him.
Here's what I'll say about Paul George. I do agree. I think he's not overrated, but I think he's a slight notch below that upper echelon. You might agree with me too, Rob. LeBron, Kawhi,
I don't
Steph,
think he's
you know
there,
what I mean?
but he's a great number 2.
He's a slight notch.
He's a great one.
2. And I will give him this. Now, this was before he got hurt, although some people might say he's better now. Before he got hurt, he was giving that Miami team with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all they wanted in the Eastern Conference. And he had Roy Hibbert, David West, the point guard, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but, he didn't have stars with him, and he was giving LeBron and the Heat all they wanted. Yeah, so he's a great player.
No doubt. Rafael in Brazil, you're on the Odd Couple,
Hello?
Fox Sports
Hello,
Radio.
Rob.
What's happening?
Hello, guys. Love you.
What's
Great
up,
show.
man?
Thank you.
Chris, you're my guy. Best sports analyst. And Rob, you're great, man. You're the best acronym creator ever.
The best what? Oh, acronym.
Thank you.
True.
The best acronym creator of all time. I'll take that. What you got? Who's your best 2?
Look, probably Paul George and Kawhi. I'm a Raptors fan, and I saw all the games last season. Kawhi's a monster, man. He's a beast. But, we don't know yet. I'm not sure because they're going to get in a team that was working, that overachieved. So we don't know. Maybe they ruined the chemistry like it happened with Boston Celtics before, when Kyrie and Gordon Hayward came and tried to weigh in with the guys. I don't know. It's open. They're not far ahead, in my opinion.
No, it's open, and it's an exciting. That's why it's exciting.
No doubt about it. It's not a lock for anybody.
Right.
James in Virginia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got, James?
Oh, thank you for taking my call, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday, man. Hail to the Redskins.
They stink, James. Stop saying that.
No. We're talking basketball right now, man.
Is that a nervous tick or what?
They stink. Stop doing that.
We'll save that for the trash talking, man. You know I'm going to call back on you.
You need to trash talk your Redskins.
Exactly.
I will, man. You know I'm going to call back, man. But we talking basketball right now, man. Hey, look. Hands down, I'm taking LeBron and Davis as the best two, man, without a doubt. Now, we're not talking about team, we're talking about the best duo, man. You're talking about LeBron James, like one of the greatest of all time. You don't get no respect from Rob Parker. But going forward, man, I think y'all left one out as I was sitting here listening to y'all, man. My number two duo, when gentlemen come back, man, is Clay and Steph. I mean, because here's the bottom line, man.
You mean the two that choked down a 3-1 lead to LeBron James?
Stop it, Rob.
Wow. Remember that duo?
When it comes down to it, gentlemen, they count rings, man, and those two gentlemen got rings. And
did they not choke?
They're going for 6 in a row, gentlemen.
They're not going to 6 in a row. Stop it.
I ain't mad at you, James, because I think everybody's underestimating Golden State, and they're going to have something to say with how the Western Conference plays out.
I'm not buying it. They're done. Stick a knife in them, a fork in them, whatever you want to do, a fork. They're done. Darnell.
You don't even believe that.
I do. They're done.
They're
going to be in the bottom 4 of the Western Conference. They will not.
Clay's out the first half of the season.
I'm just saying, even when he comes back, it doesn't matter. Darnell in Chicago, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Doing great.
What's up, man?
Okay, well, I think LeBron and AD the best duo. For the simple fact, LeBron controls the pace like anybody but Steph Curry. And who gonna match up with AD? Nobody out of the best duo.
Did you see LeBron last year? All the points he put up, and Chris, go ahead, give me what was his numbers last year?
His numbers were they were the 4th seed in the West.
No,
until he got hurt.
Couldn't. He came back.
That's
he
what
said,
his numbers were.
"I'm in playoff mode" or whatever that was, and then LeBron couldn't even help them beat the Suns or the Grizzlies. It was unbelievable. It was so bad.
LeBron in 7 games, and he controlled the pace like no other, man.
He does do that. That separates him from. That's why I think he needs to play point. Especially, remember, now, I don't like this lineup as a starter, but Frank Vogel was talking about Rondo, LeBron, Danny Green, JaVale McGee, and Anthony Davis. I don't think they have enough shooting, but and he's talking about we're going to play smash mouth basketball. Well, then you better play slow. And the only way you're going to be able to slow these other teams in the league down is if you put the ball in LeBron James's hands. So that's why another reason I think he needs to play point.
All right, thanks for the call. What about Adam in Salt Lake City? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Thanks for taking my call, gentlemen.
You're welcome.
Well, the best dynamic duo in the NBA is a duo that's been together for years. Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert of the Jazz.
Oh, stop.
Where you live in Salt Lake City? Is he from Salt Lake City?
Yeah, he's from Salt Lake. Come on,
my man.
This is a Homer phone call.
You don't even believe that.
No, I do believe that.
Best duo it's the best duo in Utah. I'll give you that.
Yeah, best duo in Utah.
I'll give you that.
Hey. You talking about how these duos are being put together and there's a period of adjustment and yada, yada, yada. Donovan and Rudy have been together for years, so they already have a head start in the chemistry department over these guys.
They're really good. I'll give you that. They deserve a mention. I mentioned the top 6. They deserve a mention, so we could go 7. But no. I mean, Gobert is a tremendous defender, but he's not going to give you a ton offensively. And Mitchell, I know he's improving the jumper, but he's somewhat predictable with his slash into the basket.
Hey, let's squeeze one more in quick. Hey, Tez in Cincinnati, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, thanks, guys. Love the show. Rob and Chris, y'all doing good, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, the best combo with the best dynamic duo in the league, it's got to be LeBron AD. You got LeBron, highest IQ in the league. AD, best big man, can hit the mid-range shot, shoot the 3, block it. Man, it's got to be the best, man.
How can you pick LeBron, Taz? He don't play defense anymore.
Man, right. He got the ability to play D when it's crunch time. All right. Hey, I tell you what, I'm taking LeBron over anybody, right? Game 7, NBA Finals, 1 minute left. With the one possession on the line, I'm putting LeBron out there on anybody.
Oh, no, you're not. LeBron's going to pass the ball to who? Anybody but himself. He don't want to take the free throws.
No, but I'm talking about the guard, the best player. If it was LeBron,
to guard. I thought you meant to make the basket. I was going to say.
No. I ain't taking LeBron.
No, I got that right. To guard who?
No.
Taz, have you watched him?
I mean, I agree with you, Taz, in that when it's nut crunching time, LeBron's gonna play good defense. But to say you take him over Kawhi or Paul George,
those guys are better defensive players.
No, yeah. At this point, they're better.
But my last thing I'm gonna say, you gotta say he proved it time and time again in the big moments. When it was time, in those big moments, when it's time to get the lockdown defender, he did it.
So when when he lost the 6 NBA Finals? When did he do it? During that?
What about the block shot 3 years ago in the NBA Finals? One of the biggest defensive plays in NBA history.
No question, I give you that. But that wasn't a lockdown play. That was a great play.
That was athletic. In transition, he raced it down and made a block.
Right.
Tayshaun made a better block.